to Jose's Halloween special.
It's the headless man.
Oh my god.
Where is everybody? Amanda, where are you? I'm walking into the walls. I'm just walking. Hey, Evolution family, can you see me? What? Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Can you guys see me or not?
No.
All right.
Oh, he's not.
Here it is. I'm back.
You're back. Happy Halloween early.
Well, early. Well, hey, listen, I gotta prep you guys. You know, just like we prep the clients for travel, I'm prepping you for Halloween.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing today. We're going to show you some scary travel stories. And boy, are they scary and creepy.
Yay.
They are. Hey, Evolution family, how are you? Today is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. It's a little bit after 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm Jose Lambert of Arctic Travel Service. First things first, a big shout out to John Jackson for taking over for me on Monday when I had to go to jury duty. And it was something, Amanda. It was like,
yeah, we were glad that John came and was able to do it.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to cast John as the coach because he did this for like 20 minutes. You people,
props to John for trying it. He's
I know he did a great job.
Person. You make it look so easy, Jose. Jose, you really do. You make it look easy. You're great on camera. You talk and so it just props to you showing people that this is hard and you do such a good job.
Yeah, it is. But we got some great stuff happening. I hope you all got a chance to view Mary's ring from Delta Vacations. She had the supplier webinar training at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Again, senior leadership, I really need your help by telling your team members to watch these trainings. I mean, you guys, you don't, let me tell you something. Other travel agencies don't get the presence of these BDMs like you do. Really, they don't. And every week we have a big person in here. We've had Carnival and Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Princess, Delta Vacations, Vax ALG that want to give you the information so you can be successful. So make sure you go back and review that. All right, now let's go to the next slide. Me. I haven't been here for a while. So I missed you guys, by the way, on Monday. I did. Before we begin the presentation, again, if you want a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation, but you're not going to really need it. This is like, and Amanda really titled it correctly, okay? Scary travel, scary travel stories, lessons learned. And these are important lessons to learn. So we're going to get to that here in a minute. Arctic Travel Tips of the Day, because we're getting into the holiday season. And again, you guys, tell your clients they're traveling to contact you immediately if anything is wrong. Now, listen to me. If the AC's out in your client's room, what they should be doing is going down to the desk. Refer them to go down to the desk, or if they're on a ship and there's no AC in my cabin, you go down to the guest relations desk and say, I need to get this done, and they'll work on it. But if there's anything else like, they can't check in, they can't, the car rental's not there, whatever, get on that. Make sure that they call you, okay, calls. And then you call the supplier ASAP. Make sure to get the name of the customer service rep you're speaking with when you're speaking to cruisers, suppliers, and vendors. Make sure you are reachable and check your phone and voicemail systems, especially during this time, because I'm telling you guys, you're going to get this a lot. We've been pushing this holiday travel. I've showed you how to do road trips, and this goes for everything. Staycations, road trips, if they're going to theme parks, cruises, all-inclusive resorts, trips to Europe, trips to Asia, whatever, be on top of it. Make sure you're reachable and check your phone and voicemail systems. Check emails frequently for inbox and spam and junk folder. John talked about this on Monday. Why should I be checking this, Jose? Because this is where the airlines and the suppliers are going to put in that airline change for your client that you didn't get. And then it just swirls because you didn't check that. So check that frequently. If you see something from Delta Vacations, if you see something from American Airlines Vacations, check that. That's probably will be something that's going to affect your client's flight schedule when they go on their trip. So there you go. All right, let's go to the next one. Travel agent stories. Who you're going to call? Boy, nice open too, huh? China did a great job, huh, Amanda?
Yeah, that was super fun. I'm glad China was able to do that. That was it was funny and spooky and cute all at once.
Yeah, except that Eli guy. I got to talk to him about the way he's presenting me. You know, like some crazy man. You know what I mean? That's our new graphic artist. Well, he's not new anymore, but anyway. All right, let's go to the next slide. These are true travel horror stories. These are all true, but I'm going to tell you. If you want a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation, but it kind of fits into what we're talking about, okay? And how you, as the travel advisor, can be more on top of the booking and the reservation and really help your clients out. Show them the right way to do this, okay? Now, you're always going to encounter some clients that are, well, here, let's just go to the very first slide. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. My horror travel story. The case of the wrong date on the passport. Okay? A couple from Studio City were going on their 25th wedding anniversary cruise on Celebrity Cruises, where they had booked a suite. Yeah, a suite, a really nice suite, and it was going to be really great. When they got to the cruise terminal to board the ship, they had to go home because the husband had forgot to renew his passport. His passport had no validity on it. They went the next day to get their passport. And guess how much the passport was the next day when they went? $800. Yeah.
Oh,
And lost 2 days to reach the ship before they could get on board.
that is a horror story. $800.
$800 plus $800. So this is, you're going to get this. You know, this is typical. You know, can I take a look? Do you guys have passports? Yeah. We got passports. Yeah. We got them. Can I have a look at them, please? Can I get copies of? No. We got them. You don't worry about it. Just give us our cabin, our passes, and everything, so we can get on our ship. Blah blah blah. And then they get down there, and then that happens. So again, this is very important to check that because clients don't know about validity. They think that a passport is worth 10 years, but it's not. You guys know that. It's not. It's worth maybe 9 years and 6 months. 9 years and 3 months some places, but 9 years, 6 months, a lot of countries aren't going to take it. So be on top of that one. Okay. This next one is a true story that I happen to be on. Okay. I was on the Carnival Celebration with Drew Santiago a couple of years ago. Okay. And then I got back and it was during Christmas time. And I got back like December 20th. So the next ship that was going out on the Carnival Celebration, the Celebration was a brand new ship then. This was about 2 or 3 years ago. It was out of Miami. And this bad case, the case of the family arriving late for embarkation and not allowed on the cruise ship. Check this out. A family of 5 leaving out of Detroit on Spirit Airlines decides not to book a pre-night. Okay? They're just going to fly down to Miami and get on the ship. And they don't get travel protection on the booking. So without travel protection, you know what? They get no credit, get no refund. What happens on the day of the flight? They're up there and Spirit Air is delayed. There's a weather issue and they get down to, by the time they finally got down to the cruise terminal, right? It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock. And you guys know what's happening at 3:30, 4 o'clock. None of the entry people are there. Everything is shut down. There's no TSA, there's no check-in, there's nothing. And they're doing this. They are like, let me on board, let me on board, let me on board. And they're like, no, we can't. And they leave. They lost everything. We're talking 25, about 25K that just went because they didn't get the travel protection, because they didn't get the pre-night. Now listen to me, okay? I know people are on budgets and I know the economy stuff, but if they're going to be going on this type of thing, if they're going on the Mardi Gras, the Celebration, the Panorama, the Jubilee, these big ships that are event ships that are like once in a lifetime experiences that the family wants to go back on, really $125 or $150, pre-night hotel. You can get cheap night hotels. You guys know this. You know, for your pre-night, that your family and your clients know that they're there at the cruise terminal for the next day when they can get on this. Boom. Because that's what it's about. Again, you have to show them this, okay? You have to tell them about that. All right. Yeah, that was really sad. That was really, really sad when I heard about that. Okay. The client's from, Now, look, it's your business, okay? It's your business, and you get to pick who you work with. And I'm serious. I mean, I've seen it. I've worked in enough travel agencies where I've seen owners saying, you know what, put the phone down. I'm not dealing with that person anymore. If they are being rude, if they're being challenging, if they're being blah, 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 if they're treating you badly, or goodbye, see ya. I don't need that headache. You don't need that headache. You have enough on your plate with your client base, with your leaders, your trainings, and everything else. You don't need somebody yelling, going, but I want this and I want that and no, you know, okay? All right, so that's, again, you know, you
It's
have...
just like the signs they have up right in the coffee place, Jose. We have the right to refuse service to anyone because it is a concierge service.
Yeah, and if they are being rude to you, and if they're being, you know... Now, I know some of you guys can take that. I know some, but I know some of you can't. I don't like to deal with that. I really don't. And here's something else I don't like to deal with. Okay, let's go to the next slide. This. Scary client number one, the one that spin your wheels client. Oh, I want to go on a cruise. Oh, you know what? Oh, I know that's, yeah, for our family of 5. Oh, you did such wonderful work on that, you know, on the road. But you know what? We changed our mind. Now we want to go on the all-inclusive resort. And then okay, here it is at the Riu Palace in Punta Cana. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We want to go back on the cruise. That's, Again, you control this. This is your business. You can sit there and, you know, tell them right off. Here's your first quote. Second quote, I charge you for if you change your mind. Third quote, I double charge you for. And the more you charge them, the more they'll stop this. And that's up to you. I mean, you don't have to charge them or nothing, but it's saying, you know what, I don't have, why don't, you see, listen, their job, the client's job is what? They have a job. They're supposed to come to you with what? Tell me, client's room. 3 things, right? Dates, location, when they, what they want to do and what they want to see. All right, well, okay, that's it. You know, if they're like, oh, no, oh, you know, 1 week we want to do a cruise, then we want to do an all-inclusive resort. No, now we're going to go to Europe. Can you get that for us? We want to see quotes on that. No. And let me tell you, on the quoting, all right, if someone comes to you and says, you know what, we want to go to Punta Cana for Valentine's, me and the wife, we want to go down there for Punta Cana. We want to stay at the Riu Palace in Punta Cana. How much roughly is the quote on that? Instead of you getting all, oh my God, oh yeah, okay. Really simple, you can go to reference places. You can go to your evotravelagent.com website and type that in for the hotel rate and the air. You can also go to VAX, type that in for 2 people. You can also go to Expedia, tap really quick and go, well, here it is. Here's what the rate would be. Let's book it, okay? But don't be, you know, okay? And don't let people take advantage of you like this. It just is, because I've heard agents, I go, stop, you're doing too much. And then here's another thing, okay? 2 quotes tops. If they want to go to an all-inclusive resort, you give them, okay, let's say they want to go to Cancun, okay? Then you want to do family. You do Riu and Dreams. Okay, here's 2 quotes. Pick one. Don't give them 4 or 5. Oh, I found them 5 places. No, they don't have time for that. They really don't. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
I'd like to add to that, Jose. And
Sure.
also, you can always charge a service fee,
Yeah.
like you said.
Yeah.
Charge a service fee ahead of time, and that will probably take away those clients that are spin your wheels or,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, scary client number 2, Grumpy's in the group. And you guys book a lot of groups. I'm going to tell you something. If you have a group of 25 people, 2 of those people are going to be this. Okay. That they're grumpy about everything. It could be sun shining outside. You know, like, oh my God, it's so sunny outside. Oh my God, it's 85. But they're grumpy about anything, okay? The best way to avoid this is to avoid it and just kind of go, okay, if they have anything that they want me to do for them, they will let me know and just say, okay, what's the issue? I can try to fix it and try to fix it as much as you can, but stay away from that. Now, The thing about the grumpies, these guys spread. This disease spreads. You know, oh, can you believe that dinner last night was so horrible and blah, blah, blah. Right, Betty? Right, Luke? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, it was so, that macaroni and cheese was cold and blah, blah. You see, that spreads. So you got to be really careful of that. You know, really work with the group leader and find out that this is Uncle Jerry and Aunt Mary, who are the grumpies in the group. You know, just say, yeah, I'll talk to them to kind of mellow it out. But, you know, we don't want these people to disrupt what the other group's going through, because they also want to experience and have a good time too. But just be aware of that. Grumpies in the group. Let's go to the next slide. I just love this slide. Ah!
Oh man, yeah, this is a difficult one.
Okay. I know you guys book a lot of weddings, and I know a lot of you just do the room block. You don't deal with the wedding or the event. That's for the wedding planner. But some of you do that. And here's the problem with weddings and stuff, okay? Usually the clients are the bride and the groom, okay? But as it gets closer to the date of the wedding and the trip and the planes and the cars and everything else, those two people decide to get back and go, you know what, we're going to get ready for our wedding. Like, you know, the bride's worried about her gown, her shoes, her hair, blah, 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 blah. And they go, you know what, I'm going to leave my aunt or my mother-in-law to take over for me because I'm so busy getting the bride thing, getting my hair and blah, and my shoes and my nails and my dress. I'm going to let my mother-in-law do it, mother-in-law Debbie here, who freaks out about everything because, you know, she doesn't agree with the table settings and she doesn't agree with the, you know, the way the tables are set and the this and the that and the DJ, because I would have done it in my way. And it's not her wedding, it's the bride's wedding, but this is what happens, is that you get like this. So again, you know, I'm going to tell you something. Event wedding planner is probably one of the toughest jobs on the planet. I don't know why when new agents come in, they go, oh yeah, all I want to do is weddings. I'm like, okay, that's the toughest booking to do. It really is. I mean, there was a very famous agent here in the Valley that she was like the queen of wedding events. She was an old German lady. And I mean, she was tough. You know, she wasn't like, you know, friendly, outgoing. You know, but I mean, her book was, and she didn't put up with that kind of stuff. So remember, scary client number 4. You want what? These are actual calls to Archer Travel from agents and what their clients wanted. Listen to this. My client wants to rent a car and drive to Hawaii.
Wait, Jose, I want to do something fun with this
Okay.
segment. I want everyone in chat to tell us which one you think the worst one out of all of these is.
Okay, all right. So, okay, here, your actual calls to Archer Travel. I swear, these are actual calls that we got from you guys, okay? My client wants an ocean view balcony over the Strip in Las Vegas. My client wants to fly Delta. It flies faster and no turbulence. My client wants to know why is the flight to Hawaii so long? My client can't take the Alaska cruise. Her doctors told her she can't go above sea level. My client decided not to take the cruise. They didn't want to be underwater. Okay, I'm telling you, see? So, you see, it just doesn't happen during this season. We are constantly in a perpetual state of the Twilight Zone. Believe me. I mean, we've had some crazy ones the last couple of weeks. I'll just show you an example. We had an agent who called us who his client was sleeping in the hotel room when the ceiling collapsed on him. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, is he okay? Yeah. You know, he's okay. But stuff like that you just go, huh? What is going on out there? So you're gonna hear the strangest and the weirdest. But again, you know, you got to straighten these people out. You know, when your client wants an ocean view in balcony over the Strip in Las Vegas, you have to say, you know what, Mr. Client, there's no ocean in Las Vegas. There isn't.
But there's pools.
There's pools, but you know, if you want an ocean view, you're not going to get it there. Okay, you're just not. You can't.
I think the funniest one for me is the rent the car and drive to Hawaii. But I think that's just because I'm from the West Coast, so like I don't know.
Yeah, you know, it's like, hey, Mr. Client, hey, listen, no, Hawaii's an island. You can't drive to it. You just can't. And you can't drive from island to island either.
No.
Okay, these are really good. Online travel agencies. Okay, what are online travel agencies? Okay, where are they? Okay, online travel, like Travelocity. What's another one? I won't mention our preferred supplier, but Orbitz, you know,
Booking.
Booking.com. What's another? Well, you know, the online travel agencies. Three.
Where people go direct.
That's right. Where people are going to go, I can beat that price. I'm going to go there. I'm going to beat it. Okay? Right? They go there. Okay? Instead of working with you. Right? Here are 3 online travel stories. Online travel agency stories. Let's go to the next slide. The online travel agency horror story number 1. Hotel is closed. Okay. An Australian couple had booked a 26-night stay in Cambodia through an online travel agency. Arrived at their hotel to find out that it wasn't in business anymore. It wasn't even there. It had been demolished. Now remember, they're in Cambodia, okay, and they're out in some jungle. Holding up at a nearby hotel, the couple without a working cell phone contacted the OTA through Facebook to tell them of their situation. The OTA boasts a bot for Facebook Messenger that is supposed to help travelers with their plans, but the Facebook, the online travel agency's Facebook bot told them the only way to resolve their problem was to contact them by phone. One of the couple said, eventually we found a gentleman who let us use his phone. The online travel agency put us on hold forever. It did not provide any help. Every hour the phone would cut off. We were so disappointed and frustrated, we just wanted to get back to Australia. After getting someone on the phone to help them, they were told they could change their flights back to Australia for the next day, but it would cost them. We rejected that. They still insisted that we have to have a phone number for them to call us before they can assist us with anything. So they had to travel to get a SIM card for their cell phones to wait for the online travel agency's call, eventually getting rebooked on another flight, convincing the OTA to cover the extra charge to change the flights. When they finally got back home, the couple contacted the online travel agency asking for a full refund on the hotel, which seemed like a reasonable request considering they had arrived at a hotel that wasn't there. But that didn't happen. The OTA denied us. They said that this was because they paid big money to change the flights for our return home early, and they put us on hold forever without music. Like one of them said, it's all about dollars. I think the OTA attitude is all about dollars, not service. Now, again, this is where you come in. If you got a client that's doing this, okay, and they're going to some obscure place like Cambodia, or let's say, you know, Africa or Asia or even South America, when they're out of some like major city, and you know, you want to make sure that they are all there, that the building will be there when they arrive, right? Right? I mean, you reserve a hotel for a month, and you get there and there's no hotel. That's wild. So again, that's really an ugly story. Look at this one. The OTA horror story, the cleaning nightmare fee. And this happens a lot with when you rent VRBO, Airbnb, okay? And you got to be careful with this because this happens a lot. If you break like one blind, you know, like how Venetian blinds, you break one blind, oh yeah, that's $500 to change that blind. That's what's going to happen. The biggest marketing point for OTAs is saving travelers money, right? By advertising bare bones price. But a lot of the time, the advertised price isn't anywhere close to what the charge will end up being. This was a case for an Illinois traveler last summer. After checking in and spending the first night at a stay at vacation rental property that was booked through the online travel agency, the traveler woke up to an email saying that the price had changed from $183 for that night to $308 because of a cleaning service fee that is standard for the property, but not standard enough for the online travel agency to show it on the website or when booking. Watch out for this phrase. You know, terms and conditions apply subject to change in availability. Additional fees may apply. That's where they get you, see? Oh, I found it cheaper here. Did you read the paper? Oh my God, no, they're asking me for another $300. Additional fees may apply. See? The whole thing seemed ridiculous, the traveler said, and wrote on a Consumer Affairs Board website, thinking I could never justify paying $120 just to stay in a place one night and have them make the bed when I leave the next morning. After contacting the property, which told her that it was the fault of the OTA for not making bookers aware of the fee, she contacted the online travel agency and was given the complete runaround from an automated voice system that only allowed the option for canceling with no refund. Then she tried to use the OTA chatbot in hopes she could have better luck. I say hello. They wait 2 minutes and respond. I tell them I really need a number to call to explain this. 4 minutes go by, and then they ask how they can help me convenient. Or how they can help me again. What a joke. I tell them I have a situation where typing is not the most convenient. Then the chat becomes frozen where I cannot type. The OTA doesn't care. Their anti-customer service design or any of the headaches and hundreds of dollars wasted on this account. They do not work with clients or people. This is where you come in. Oh, this one's really ugly. This one is just really ugly. And you guys know this when I call you, when you book air. I always say to you, if your clients are gonna book air, okay, have them book it with the consumer side of the airline, Delta.com, Southwest.com, AmericanAirlines.com, Delta, United.com, whatever. The consumer side of the airline will solve this issue. After a lengthy European vacation, about ready to go home, look, nightmare airline tickets. One couple from Lansing, Michigan, was greeted at the Edinburgh airport at 3:30 a.m. in the morning with news that because of the online travel agency didn't confirm their air tickets, and despite having reference numbers from the original reservation, they were holding their phones up to going, see, I booked it here, right here, see, I have it, right? They couldn't board their flight. I asked her what she suggested we do. With nothing more than a shrug, the girl at the counter said she suggested call the OTA. Surprisingly, or unsurprisingly so, the online travel agency said they couldn't do anything about it. No refund or options to get home either than a flight that was 3 times the amount originally paid. The OTA blamed them, explaining that they had sent an email months before that would have secured their flights. In the end, the couple ended up paying $2,150 per person for a flight to Chicago, and then another $250 for a flight from there to Lansing, on top of an $800 cost of the original flights. All because all because the OTA failed to confirm flights that had already been paid for.
That is probably more than their whole trip.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I don't know, I'll ask the comments room, how many times have I see it every time I go to LAX. Because LAX is huge, and I always see it. I always see, they get through TSA, everything, they're about ready to check in, and they go, oh, stop, you can't go. What do you mean you don't have my stuff? I have it here. No, it's not on there. We're not going to allow you to get on the plane. So
Yep.
it happens. It happens. That's why I say, when you book directly with the airline, okay, you know that data is going directly to that airline. They already have that data for you and everything that you need, okay? All right, let's go to the next one.
No. That's a sad one.
That is a sad one. Okay, this could be fixed. Now look, we show you guys a lot of geography. We used to have a geography show. This actually happened.
This is actually why we had a geography
This
class.
is exactly why, because we went to Ron, and he said, what? I want UNC to do destinations. And we used to have it. And we bring it back every now and then, just show you. And we show you a lot of the destinations now. In our training, when you book all-inclusive resorts, I show you where everything is in Mexico and stuff. But you got to know these places. Scary agent and scary client. Cancun, not in Cabo. Had a client call us, going, I can't get a hold of my agent. And I'm going to Cabo San Lucas tomorrow, because that's where Cancun is. And I said, well, what did you say, sir? Yeah, my agent booked us in Los Cabos, because that's where Cancun is. I said, no, it's not. It's not in Los Cabos. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. There's Cancun right there. They're not in Cabo. So know these places. Know these places. And even in the U.S., you guys, a lot of the Midwest people go out of this port, all right? Go out of this port right here, Galveston. That's a big cruise terminal. How far is it from that to Houston? Come on, comments room, tell me quickly. From Houston, how much is the drive time from Houston to here, to Galveston? You got to know that. You got to know that. There's certain things you're going to know because they're going to ask you about that. Because they're going to say, we're going on the Carnival Jubilee. How do I get here, Jose? How do I get here? Okay, that's what we do. We work with, how people get to their destinations. And you got to know the destination. You got to know the journey.
45 minutes?
About that, or an hour. It's about that. It's about an hour drive on a good day, But you got to know that. How am I going to get them to the pre-night hotel? How am I going to get them there? Am I going to rent a car? Are we going to do an Uber? Are we going to do a bus? How are we going to get them there? That's what you got to talk to your clients about. All right, let's go to the next slide. Here's another thing. Scary agent. Not all-inclusive resorts. Just because you're booking Cancun, don't think right away, oh, well, it's Cancun. All the resorts in Cancun are all-inclusive, right? No, they're not. No, they're not. And we used to have this issue a lot when we first got started in the first 3 or 4 years that we were doing the program, till we finally said, you guys have got to make sure when you're looking in Expedia, in AA Vacations, in Delta Vacations, and in Vax, make sure that you see there in the booking where it says the hotel, all-inclusive amenity is included. You got to make sure about that. There's nothing worse, and we had agents, what? I thought it was an all-inclusive. And you got to be really careful here when you're doing EVO Plus. Okay? EVO Plus can give you the Rio Palace in Cancun. And the room rate for just the room is like $300 for the week because it's net pricing. And you're like, oh, wow, that's great. I'm going to get my client down there to all-inclusive resort in the Rio Palace in Cancun for $300 a week. That's just for the room. That does not include the all-inclusive amenity. I repeat it again, that does not include the all-inclusive amenity. We've had nightmares with the clients screaming at us. I'm down here in the all-inclusive resort. They're saying I got to pay an additional $300 a day. Well, you know, you got to know that. You got to know that. So please make sure that you see that it's an all-inclusive resort, that it has all the bells and whistles that your clients want. All right? Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Inform your clients. Travel Cafe, travel alerts. Come on, you guys. You know, this weekend, we got this hurricane out in the Caribbean that's sitting out there south of Cuba. Everybody's wondering what the heck it is. I think it's Hurricane Melissa, if I'm not mistaken. We will update you on Friday about that. Now, look, we're getting into the holiday season. We're getting into winter. We're going to have MLK Day. We're going to have the Valentine's Day weekend. All of those holidays, there's weather there. And it's not looking good. I mean, I was just talking to Amanda before we started taping today. We have an atmospheric river that is hitting Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. It's going to dump a bunch of rain and a bunch of snow. And the freeway from San Francisco to Reno, which is I-80, which goes out to Tahoe, they're saying that's going to be probably shut down because of the amount of snow that it has. So again, if this was Thanksgiving weekend and we're talking about road trips and staycations, let your clients know about that. You got to let them know because they may not have time. They're so busy with their lives and their kids getting ready to go on the road trip and getting the car done and blah, 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 blah. Hey, you know what? There's a big storm. Be careful. Bring, emergency stuff. Be ready. Check the weather and the client's destinations. And that goes worldwide, man. You know, the Caribbean, Mexico, Europe. I mean, it's the weather is the weather. And you guys know it's been really hairy lately. All right, let's go to the next slide. Tinlag, always offer travel insurance. And this, travel protection. I want to talk a little bit about the difference between these two. Travel insurance covers delayed flights, lost luggage, cancel for anything, for any reason, full money refund. It depends on the policy and the program that you get through Tinleg. Travel protection is offered by the supplier, the cruise line, or the vendor. And what is that? Travel protection is sort of like an insurance on the booking itself. In other words, it's travel protection on the booking that if something happens, like you can't make it for some reason, you get either a refund or a credit on that booking. It's not travel insurance. People think, oh, it's travel insurance. It's not. It's rather just, like I said, travel protection on the booking itself. So make sure that your clients understand the difference between these two, okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. Oh, these are going pretty quick. Hey, you know what? Sunshine gave this to me this morning, and I wanted to share this with you. Here's some spooky USA destinations, and I've driven by this one. Okay, that one. These are all real creepy places too, by the way. I mean, I don't like going to these kind of places. I mean, I just don't. But Amanda, you've been here, right? Winchester Mystery House.
Oh yeah, I have been there. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. And then there's the Whaley House in San Diego, the Ghost Ranch in Santa Fe, the Stanley House in the Estates Park. Is this the famous hotel from?
Yeah, a lot of people are visiting it lately, I think, because it's seasonal.
Right. And so what was the name of that movie? Here you go. Here you go. Wait. Hey, Comments room. The name of that movie in Colorado. Where he goes, here's Johnny. There you go. Put it in there. Styles, Young House, Jefferson, Texas. Amanda, you're good at Hawaii names. Say this one.
Oh no, Davis.
Wapio.
Waipio. I don't know.
I swear.
Waipio.
I'm really bad. If I go to convention this year, I'm going to be saying all the names wrong. I'll be like Wakakikia or something. Honolulu. So I'm really bad at it. St. Roche Chapel, Yellow Fever Shrine in New Orleans, Myrtle's Plantation, 2 hours northwest of New Orleans, the Masonic Temple in Detroit, the White Horse Tavern in Newport, Rhode Island, and then, of course, you have the granddaddy of them all, Salem, Massachusetts. So there you go. If you're close to any of those places. If you want to
And then also shout out to theme parks, because you have the Oogie Boogie at Disney destinations, and then you also have Universal Horror Nights at Universal.
Yeah, Universal Horror Nights too, boy, and they've been put on a show. Yeah. If you want to copy this PowerPoint, I always forget this, but you can send me an email to Jose L, Josel at archertravel.com, and I'll send it to you, but you don't really need to. There's our phone number and there's our thing. Okay, Amanda, what was the name of that movie where that hotel was in Colorado where they said, here's...
They said The Shining.
The Shining, and that is red rum. Red rum. Man, that freaked me out. That little kid was the scariest thing for me. When him riding in that tricycle and him seeing those two twins, I almost jumped out of my chair, man. I was like, yeah. That was scary.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's great. It's great. And it's a great Jack Nicholson movie. It is great. He's great in it. He's great. And the little kid, the boy, he's good too. But it's really, and it's a good story too. Hey, happy Halloween from Archer and Evolution Child. I know we're a little early, but we're getting ready for next week. And man, we got some good things happening for you for next week. So have a good time. Be safe this weekend. Join me on Friday when we wrap it up for the week. We're going to wrap up Delta Vacations, and then we got, a great week set up for you for next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to it, and we're just going to have a blast, and we're also going to have where the deals are. They're coming in. The deals are coming in, and we got some really great deals. So you're on, and we're going to have some giveaways on that next Wednesday at this time, and it should be a lot of fun, and we'll also try some other things with the green thing. So look, I'm just going to leave you guys the way I came in. Right, Amanda? Like, so.
Yeah.
See you later.
So